Witch of Jasmine, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a reading. There we go. Today I have a reading for Libra moons. How are you doing, Libra moons? Sorry, I almost stumbled over my words there. So excited to see you guys. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for stopping by. And Happy New Year. Happy 2025. It's good to see ya. I hope. Oh my gosh, literally all these cards are just coming right out. Oh my gosh. Feeling some excitement going on in this reading. Okay. I hope this year is treating you pretty okay so far. But we'll see what comes through in your reading. So as I'm shuffling out these cards, which I'm almost done with already, I invite you to take some deep breaths, to calm yourself, ground yourself, center yourself, get relaxed, get comfy. It is January. It's meant to be a month of rest and chilling out, isn't it? At least for my Northern Hemisphere friends. Maybe it's different for Southern Hemisphere people. That's weird. These cards all came out so fast, and now these two are taking a while. There we go. Okay. All right, and we got a bonus card. Bonus cards are always fun. All right, Libra moons, let's take a look at your cards. So for the Oracle card, we have Victory. Ooh. With Aries and the air element. All right, and for your tarot cards, we have the Tower reversed, King of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, the Standing Stone reversed, aka Justice reversed, Page of Wands, and Ten of Pentacles. And then we will flip this card over whenever I feel like it's time to flip it over. So I'm just looking at these cards because the message is very clear, but it's very simple. So I'm like trying to see what else I can pick up to kind of expand on what I have to say, but it's very to the point. But I want to stress by saying we've got Nine of Pentacles, Victory, Ten of Pentacles. Those are some really big players here. This, I mean, I would guess that this is in reference to something that you're working towards, something that you're trying to win or achieve, especially with this fiery, critical thinking, Aries energy. I think that's what this is in reference to. Something you're trying to accomplish. Maybe some sort of specific milestone to hit. But that being said, it's all, I mean, really great. It looks really, really good. Ten of Pentacles alone is the happily ever after card, right? It's, and especially because with pentacles, that's very long energy. So this might be something that is, has taken a long time to get to, right? Like finishing some sort of certification, like a college degree, or, if you started a business a few years ago, but now it's really getting to that point where it's starting to be like stable and good and all of that, right? Like this long time, long project. Though I just, given the cards that we have here, which I'll get to in a second, I don't want to make it sound like these things are coming particularly soon, this ending here. Oh, and I was going to say 9 of Pentacles, that is abundance. Abundance, relaxing, enjoying the fruits of your labor, all that good stuff, right? I don't want to imply that this like happy ending is coming soon. I don't necessarily see that. It might for some of you, it might not for some of you. This reading isn't really telling me that. It's more so talking about if we want to get to this space at some point, which might be a long time, might not be, I don't know. This is where we need to put our focus because it's looking good. Whatever it is you're looking towards, it's looking good. I think it's going to end well. I just think that in order for all of this to happen, there needs to be some pretty big changes. I think there's something that you feel like you need to do, but are kind of too scared to do. And I say that mainly because of this Tower card here, right? Which I know the Tower has a terrible reputation, but I think the Tower is a good card, to be honest. For those of you who don't know, the Tower is a metaphor, right? So if you can imagine a tower that has been standing for a very long time, but it's got some cracks in it, right? There's, little pebbles falling off of it once in a while. And it's, when you walk up the stairs, they're creaking a little more than they used to, it's really showing its age. And, any efforts to repair it are kind of just not really doing anything. So little by little, you see these cracks really start to form and these little parts start to fall apart. But then, all of a sudden, one day, the tower just completely crumbles down until it's nothing, right? That's what we call a tower moment, where everything just all of a sudden seems to fall apart, right? Or one specific structure or system just kind of gets flipped on its head, right? That's the Tower. That's a Tower moment. But the really, really important thing to remember with the Tower is that the whole point of it crashing and burning and whatever is so that you can build a new tower, a much better one, because this one that we had wasn't working, And yeah, it's scary to demolish it, and that transition time when you don't have that tower, but also don't have the new, much better one yet, that's a scary time. That's absolutely true. But if you don't let that tower crash, nothing's going to change. You're just still going to be in a tower that is just falling apart. And at some point, it will fall apart for you, right? So I'm saying all of this because we have the Tower reversed, which tells me that this Tower moment needs to happen. You might just be kind of putting it off or pretending like you don't see the cracks, right? And I'm wondering if part of the reason why you're kind of turning a blind eye to that is because there's something that feels very unfair within all of this, with that justice reversed, you know, that makes me think there's either something that's unfair and maybe feels unfair to you personally, or justice reverse can also represent a lie, some sort of deception. So that might play a role. You know, part of why the tower might crash is perhaps because of deception and lies and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm also like kind of really getting the feeling that it's because you feel like that tower moment would be unfair to you. An example I can think of is from my personal life. I don't want to tell that. So the example that's popping into my head in a more general way is like maybe there's something you've been working towards, something you've been wanting to do, maybe a space you've been wanting to put yourself into, or a job that you've been at, but you're thinking about quitting that job because of somebody else, because, you know, somebody else has been like petty to you or whatever. And you're like, well, why should I lose my job? Why should I quit my job because of you, you know? And you want to be the one to rise above it. You want to be the one, you know, to not let them win, right? But it just kind of feels like this is ultimately a battle that is not worth it for you, you know? Again, you're kind of fighting to keep this crumbling tower from crumbling, right? I think there's just only so much that you can see right now. And what you can't see and what may feel like an injustice or something that's unfair right now, and maybe it is. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong, right? I don't necessarily know that. You could be absolutely right. But I also think this kind of feeling in this situation is kind of short-sighted, and ultimately doing you a disservice because there is much better out there. Does that make sense? What I would really, really recommend with this King of Swords is about momentarily, not forever, just momentarily, temporarily putting how you feel, your emotions, maybe even your ego, whatever it is, those kind of more mental things, putting those on the shelf, putting those to the side, temporarily, and just doing what needs to be done, right? That swords energy, reflected here with that air element, right, is about the mind and critical thinking, logical reasoning, all that stuff, right? And it's possible that your emotions, maybe your ego, just kind of those things, maybe some insecurities, maybe some anger, whatever it is, those kinds of emotions, I think might be getting in the way of you doing what's right. So what I would recommend is maybe just for a few minutes, putting those to the side and thinking, do I really truly think that I am doing what makes the most sense, you know, practically speaking? And if the answer is yes, then the answer is yes, you know. But just make sure that you're not letting those very difficult emotions and feelings get in the way of you doing what is ultimately best for you. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, bonus points if you spend some time with those feelings and try and figure out what's going on with them. Absolutely important. We do not want to bury them. We never want to throw them away. I will never tell you to do that. But with King of Swords, I've spent a lot of time with King of Swords. He's one of my favorite cards. And what he has taught me personally is when he comes up, he's saying, okay, let's put all of that aside for a minute and just look at what needs to be done. What do we have to do? What's objectively and logically the best way to go? And maybe that's our best option, right? So anyway, before I say more, let's get into this card. See what it says. 9 of Swords reversed. Oh, that's interesting. 9 of Swords. Can you guess what this is referring to? Just by looking at it? Here, I'll give you a second. Can you guess what this card's about? Nine of Swords is about fear and anxiety. Plain and simple, fear and anxiety. And when it's reversed, I think especially in the context of this reading, I think it's advising you that if what you're feeling is fear and anxiety, if that's the emotions that we're talking about here, which it looks like it is, or at least part of it, this is a time to move even with those feelings. Maybe you would much rather be in a place where when this tower crashes, you don't feel fear and anxiety, right? But I think those things are still just going to be there when that happens, and that's okay. You'll be fine. When we have 9 of Swords reversed, that does a lot of times represent overcoming those, right? I think in the context of this reading, like I said, I think it's more so moving despite those, right? Being strong enough to, like I said with King of Swords, put those to the side and just do what needs to be done, right? And by doing that, that will help alleviate them, right? Instead of giving into them. The other thing I want to make sure I say, kind of to wrap up with this Page of Wands, Wands is creative, fiery energy. And I'm wondering if part of what you're scared of is wondering if, if you can build a much better tower, right? Do you have the ability to do that? Do you have the creativity to do that? Do you have the strength and the power and the passion to do that? And because we have Page of Wands, guess what? The answer is yes. You do have all of that. You absolutely have that within you, because King of Swords would not be telling you to do these things if he didn't believe in you, Well, of course, King of Swords isn't telling you to do anything. He's advising you, encouraging you to think critically and logically and do what needs to be done. That's what King of Swords does. He's not commanding or demanding. We love King of Swords. Okay, but all of this being said, I do see, I mean, it doesn't get much more clear. We've got Victory, 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. Those are just very, very beautiful cards to have. That's the happily ever after. That's what we all want, right? And all of them are upright. They're absolutely here. But I do just, I keep saying, okay, last thing. Okay, wait, one more last thing. But last thing for real. I feel like it's possible that whatever this happily ever after is, it's not something you can see right now. It's not necessarily going to look the way you think it will look. And that's a good thing. That probably means it's going to be better than what you can imagine right now. So don't be surprised if you kind of at some point end up in a place where you're like, wow, I did not think I would be here. Or wow, I never saw this coming. Follow your gut. follow your intuition, because I do really, really feel like you are headed on a good path. And believe me, I only say things like that when I really, really mean it, okay? I do not say that super often. Well, I don't directly say it super often. But this reading, I think, is really trying to let you know, like, you're going in a good direction, okay? So long as we do all of this, right? You're going in a good direction. It might take a while, right? I don't know if it's going to be particularly soon. Likely not. But trust the process. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Trust the process. So anyway, Libra moons. I feel like this reading was a little on the longer side, but which is funny because I said at the beginning that this is very clear and straightforward, but I just wanted to really explain why I'm saying all the things I'm saying. So I hope you believe me because this is tough, you know. But I absolutely believe that you have the power to get through this because you've gotten through everything so far. And that's life. It's just about getting through things. A lot of it is just getting through things, right? So anyway, okay. All this being said, if you have any questions about this or if you'd like any part of this clarified, please let me know. You can leave a comment or you can just reach out to me, whichever you prefer. On the shorts part of my channel, I have hundreds of shorts videos where I talk about each of the cards. I talk about their upright meaning, their reversed meaning, as well as any symbolism within the cards. So if you'd like some more information, I highly recommend you check that out. But Libra moons, I am wishing you so much strength moving through this. It might be a little tough, but I absolutely believe in you. And I mean, besides that, I'm just wishing you lots of good luck and peace and success and all of the good things going into 2025. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.